What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by Galadon Gaming for a quick instructional video. Just a handy tip for catching Pokemon that I like to call the quick flick trick. Now, this works best when you're busy or you're distracted, or maybe you're one of those one-handed Pokemon players that just doesn't have time to really focus on trying to get that great, that nice, or even that excellent throw every single time, but you would nonetheless like to get the experience bonus that you get from that. And this is a way that I've been doing it time and time again, and it seems to be working out really, really well. Now, this guy right here took me a few attempts. We finally are going to manage to catch him. I'm going to wind up a curveball, and we'll talk about curveballs in a future episode, along with how to catch hard to catch Pokemon and where to find them as well. In the meantime, finally, it is the curveball, gets in there, and we're going to grab this guy once and for all. Next up, I've got some raw footage showing you exactly what I'm talking about when I say the quick flick technique. Now, as soon as a wild Pokemon appears, you want to click on it and then immediately start to flick the screen as if you're trying to flick the Pokeball at the creature. Right there, you'll notice I got a great right away. We will play it again in slow motion. And what you can see here is when that Pokemon appears, it starts out close and the ring is there as well. So if you are flicking the screen immediately, there it is, that ball landed inside the ring as it was shrinking as the Pokemon was going back to its position. Some Pokemon will stand further away and some are closer, but they all start out closer to you or closer to the camera at the very first moment they appear. Here you can see once again, we just get a nice, not quite on center. So again, it's one of those things where maybe you don't have time to focus and wait and watch the ring change shapes. Immediately as it appears, you just flick it out. Those were 3 separate catches on those video clips right there. And there is another great, and that is a big experience bonus, especially if you've got the magic egg going. It's an additional 100 experience. That's 50% more just for the great throw. Again, with Rhyhorn, watch it. At the beginning, right there, immediately, I don't wait for it to go back and settle back at the distance where it's going to be. Technically, that Pokemon is still in the air. Obviously, I have the camera turned off. That does make it a little bit easier. But the thing is, immediately, I'm just flicking the Pokeball at the first instant I get the opportunity. And we will move on to another replay and check it out again. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here comes Pidgey, a tough one to get because it's so close, but right there, I get a great immediately, not wasting any time whatsoever. And this works really well if you're on the move, if you're distracted, if you only have one hand, if you're secretly playing underneath the dinner table. All those different situations work out. And there is a Pidgey with a great throw and the XP bonus. Here we go. Again, just a nice, a little bit off center, could have done better. But starting out right away, and again, it's saving you time. You're not having to worry about attempting it over and over and over again. It doesn't work every single time on the first try, but more often than not, if I'm getting the great or even the nice, I'm catching these guys. Here we go. Here comes another one right there. Great, right smack on his head. Didn't give him any time to go get settled at the distance. Obviously, you know that certain Pokemon are going to be closer, others are going to be further away. Right here, the playing field is even because everybody is right in your face at the very beginning. Here comes another one right here. I'm already tapping the screen and boom, right on his head. Never even had a chance to sit down. And I got the nice. Now this time, he is going to break out, unfortunately. And we'll sit back and focus on the second one here and get a great the second time. So again, it's not necessarily a technique for every player because it's really for players that are either distracted, can't look at the screen, don't have the time, or only have one hand. I would always recommend if you have the focus, you have the time, you have both hands, and you're not moving down the street on some sort of vehicle, device, skateboard, bike, or car, that you take the time to try to get it inside that shrinking circle. We can talk more exactly how that works, but obviously right here you can see the smaller the circle, the better chance you are of getting either a great or an excellent. An excellent only comes when the circle is at its very smallest, a great comes at about 50%, and a nice comes just about when the circle has first appeared and it's at its widest. But right there, I've got Eevee, and that is pretty much how it's done. That's how I am quick flicking my way to faster Pokemon grabs, faster experience. Next time, maybe we will talk about catching the tougher to catch Pokemon and the curveball like you see here. And of course, I've got some eggs incubating, including a couple of 10K eggs. Very excited about that, so check back and we will be opening those in a future episode. Thank you guys once again for your time. Have a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. In the meantime, Galadon has left the building in search of Pokemon.